In this video, we're going to show you how to remove the interior door card panel from a Renault Clio Mark III. Tools you'll need for the job: T30 and a T20 Torx, a flat screwdriver, a trim removal tool, and either a ratchet or impact driver. First of all, remove this trim. There's no fittings on this, it's just pushed in, so you can use your trim tool and just pry it apart. There's 3 pegs that keep it in place. Now remove this trim that's got the mirror switch in. There's a little gap at the bottom where you can just get a trim tool in. Just make a gap and sort of pull the trim out and towards you that way. You have to undo the plug on the back of the wiring. If you just get your screwdriver in that, just make a little gap, give it a pull, that'll come off. Now that cover's off, you can do the 2 T30s that are behind that cover. This one you'll need an extension for, it's quite deep in there. Now pop this cap off using a little screwdriver, get in the little gap at the top, just pull that down and out of the way. There's a T30 behind there. Now you need to get access behind this speaker cover, so if you just use a small screwdriver, just get in where the gap looks the biggest and pop it off, and the top is just hooked in like that. And then there's to remove the speaker, 2 T20s. Pull the speaker towards you. It's just hooked in, those little hooks there. And then a plug on the back, press the little tab in, free that off. When you remove the speaker, you can see these 2 T20s now that the speaker was just covering. Remove both of those. And then 2 more T20s along the bottom, you can just see there in those little gaps. Now using your trim tool, start in the bottom corner, just find a gap, get your trim tool in, just pry away slowly. Work your way along, and once it's loose and hanging around, just pull it upwards, starting at one end. And just pull it away slightly. There will be still things connected on the back. Now undo the cables and wires on the back of the door panel. So this one here for the door handle just pops off, that's just clipped in. There's a large plug for the back of the window switch, just push the centre in, pull it away. And the light on the bottom, you have to just pop it out the door card first. And then plugs the same thing, push the middle in and take that out. That's the door card removed. You'll need to pull back or peel this this foam layer off here. As you can see, this one's already been off partly before, so you need to get to the bolts for the window reg and the motor. There's one. see the bolts behind that. To remove the window glass, you need to take it off where it mounts to the regulator. So if you get the window just down a few inches, to about the bottom of the glass is about level with that, you can just get your hand in, and on the back there's a circlip that's just pushed on. Give that a wiggle, you feel a little tab, pull it out, and that's it. That just slides onto a peg on the back of the regulator. I'll show you properly when it's removed from the car so you know what you're looking for. When both circlips are off, just pop the glass off the pegs and just get it free of the regulator. Drop the front in, pick the back up, and the glass will come out. Now before you remove the regulator, just unplug the wiring. Through the speaker hole here you can see the plug, so just get your screwdriver in and just part that little tab there away from the plug and just pull down, and then there where it's clipped into the regulator as well, just pull that through and that's out of the way. Now undo the 5 bolts holding the regulator and the motor in. The motor and regulator are one assembly, so there's 4 bolts there, and there for the regulator, and then 1 supporting the motor just there. Now we can remove the regulator. You see here, you've got a little tab there that's just keeping it in place. So the top one goes side to side and the bottom one goes up and down. If you move that across first and get that out, just unhook that, and at the bottom you can pull that up. You've got to do the top first, that's that side loose. Do the same on this side, so top, across. And bottom one up and out. I've just sort of got to manipulate it and mess around with it until it'll come out that gap. It's got to come out this gap here, the whole thing. So you can dip the front in. So that's the front out. Then reach through and guide the back through the same way. The motor and regulator assembly removed. So this is the back of it. If you wanted to just split the motor and you wanted to swap just the motor or regulator, it's just those 3 torques there and that motor will split. And the circlip I was trying to show you before, where the glass mounts to the regulator. So the hole in the glass goes over this peg and then that just clicks back on. So when you're putting it back and when you're removing it, that's what you're looking for there. So the glass is sandwiched in between those there, and to remove it on the other side you can just grab hold of that when it's in the door and just pull it like that and just give it a wiggle and that'll come off.